I guess it was surprising to learn that this experimental college originated in like a sort of a totally different, I guess, goals. It was more politically based, and
Mhm.
now it's sort of like, oh, it's just a place for us to like experiment and learn. But at the time, it was really it was a political thing.
It
So
was interesting because I didn't know that it started off as like a political. I always thought it was like yeah, I just didn't know it started like that. I thought it was more just students came together and wanted to teach topics that weren't around. I didn't know it was so had that history, especially when that second guy, I forget his name, he was on Zoom and he started talking about how he got arrested and stuff.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was pretty crazy with that. So that was interesting. I thought it was really good.
Yeah.
Um,
So, I mean, I had always known that this guy, Jim Nixon, was the original founder of EXCO. But what was really interesting about what Dr. Garrett kind of corrected or added to that history is, oh, it was actually three women from the Black Student Union who came and tapped Jim Nixon's shoulder and was like, we need to start our own educational model. So
right.
that's something that I'm going to be adding. I got to update the EXCO webpage and all of this because it's really interesting to know kind of the nuances that aren't included in other histories.
So the event was very informative. It was really cool to see the whole entire history of EXCO and hear from the people who were the original founders. Because hearing it directly from them, you can tell exactly how much passion and importance the whole program is.
To me, what I got was, in my words, of what I take from what he's saying, you know what I'm saying? Don't shy away from your rebellious spirit. Don't be afraid of it, because your rebellious spirit is what's gonna be the seed getting planted to break down all these constructs that they, you know what I'm saying, try to put on us.
The event, I really enjoyed it. I mean, once again, it's always nice to have a perspective from people who were here during that time at state in like the 60s and everything. The biggest thing to take away from it is that we can't really allow ourselves as students, as educators, as people who are in this space to become complacent in the idea that things have changed and that they're okay. This fight that we have with trying to make sure that all of our students can feel safe here, to feel involved here, to feel like they're a part of our campus, like that hasn't stopped and it's still going on. And so I think as our program kind of is, once again, like that inclusivity, that's something that we want to continue to promote. We want students to come and teach classes that center around them, you know what I mean? And at the end of the day, I think like the biggest thing is the whole idea of EXCO is kind of the voice of students teaching other students. And, we just want to encourage as many diverse voices as we can. Yeah, because once again, the battle isn't really won until it is won. So
I think the thing I took away from it the most was the discussion about how the EXCO program serves to kind of teach things that aren't really taught, and it serves to fulfill a niche that doesn't really exist now. Like I'm thinking about some of the classes being taught about like lucid dreaming, or let's say like, psychedelics, where it's like, this is something you wouldn't receive in a traditional classroom setting, but that's equally worthy of study or exploration. I don't know, that caught my attention a lot, thinking about how this program exists to kind of help people learn things that the college could not or would not ever teach.